Hello and welcome to Power Moves. This is a show that's going to help you level up in your career and also in your finances. It's good to see you all again this lovely Tuesday evening. Tonight's topic is going to be stack your paper. Stack your paper, and it's all about practical ways to save money. Practical ways to save money. Okay? And if you're not saving, you definitely need to start. That is essential. That is essential. Okay? You need to start saving. You really, really do, especially in this day and age, especially under these circumstances. It is extremely important to have money stashed away. It is extremely important. So, tonight's topic, stack your paper. Effective, practical ways to save money. How do you do that? What are some good ways to save money? Well, I've got some for you this evening. All right. One really good way to save money is to get a Roundup savings account. A Roundup saving account. What is that? This is an account that rounds up your purchases to the next dollar, and the difference is deposited in your savings account. I have one of these. And let me tell you, it has been a lifesaver. It just saves in the background. You don't have to worry about disciplining yourself to save. If you're one of those people that your first instinct is to just spend all of your money, it saves in the background. It adds up and adds up. Now, it's not a get rich quick scheme, okay? It's not going to help you get rich quick, but it's meant for long-term savings. So if you leave it after a year or two or three, you're going to check it and it's probably going to be in the thousands. Okay. I consider myself a medium spender. I do like to spend, but I'm not a super, involved spender. But as a medium spender, I can tell you that even just a year or 2 years makes a huge difference with one of these accounts. All right. And it's there for you. It's padding if you have an emergency, which is why you save in the first place. Save so that you have money stashed away for emergencies and then, pay off your debts and things of that nature. This banking account is essential. So I know with Wells Fargo, it's called a way to save account. I'm not sure what it's called with other banking institutions, but go in or make a customer service call and ask them about getting a Roundup savings account. All right. It's not a get rich quick type of account. But if you're going to be checking it like yearly or things of that nature, it's really going to help you out. It could easily build up into the thousands if you just leave it alone. Okay? Set it up. It's painless. You don't even know the money's gone. The next way to save money is an automatic draft into savings. Now, this is a little more painful than getting a Roundup account because you're going to be putting a good chunk of money away on auto draft. And I know a lot of people are saying, I need another auto draft, like I need a hole in the head. But doing this really does pay off in the long run. And you don't have to auto draft a crazy high amount of money. You can start with $15 a week. You can start with $25 a week. That is a good amount. And, after a year or so, you're really going to have a good padded type of savings account if you let it run and do its business. Okay. And you don't have to do a crazy high amount of money. So start with 15 to 25 bucks or any amount that's not going to cause problems if you're low on cash, because we do know it's just a rule of nature. When you're low on cash, that's when auto draft hits. So do a smaller amount of money that's not going to cause too many problems if you're low on cash, like 15 to $25. Um, and it's really going to work out for you. This also works because the first instinct is again to spend money. But when you set up this process this way, you don't have to part with your money consciously. It's coming out of your account automatically. So you don't really, it doesn't bother you that much. Okay. Automatic draft to savings. What is another way? Cancel all of your forgotten subscriptions. Again, I did this 2 or 3 days ago. I am now saving $124 and some change a month that I did not know was going to so many subscriptions. And I'm not even done canceling my subscriptions. This is a great way to save money. A great way to save money. We sign up for trial periods and forget to cancel all the time. That is how companies make their money. They know this, and they don't lose money by giving you 7 free days of HBO or 7 free days of Stars or Epics, because they know you're not going to cancel, and you're very likely going to end up paying them full price for 2 or 3 months or even more before you cancel your subscription. That's how they make their money, okay? So cancel all of your recurring subscriptions, everything you don't need, everything you signed up for and forgot about. That's really going to start putting money back into your savings account, okay? Paying off credit cards. Again, this is a no-brainer. If you're just making the minimum payments on your credit card, you need to step your game up. You cannot get by just making the minimum payment on your credit cards, okay? Pay at least $20 or $30 more than the minimum payment a month. Pay at least $20 to $30 more than the minimum payment per month, because, let me see here. Because when you do, you're taking care of the interest, okay? Paying more money, you're probably thinking paying more money is a contradiction to saving money. You're probably like, okay, you're telling me to put extra money on my credit card. How is that helping me to save money? It's really me giving my money away. Well, if you are continuing to make the minimum payment, you're never going to cover the interest on your card. The interest is going to pile up, and you will eventually be paying much, much more than you originally owed. So in the long run, paying down your credit card and paying more than the minimum amount monthly is going to save you money. You might feel a little bit of pain in the present, but in the future, it's going to feel so good when you've paid your balance off. So pay off your credit cards. Another no-brainer, buy generic. I don't know why this is such a problem for some people. Buy generic. Listen, many of the companies that make the food and the products and the clothing for your favorite brand names are also contracted to make the same food, products, and clothing for store brands or generic brands. It is basically the same product. So why would you spend extra money on food and clothes just because they have a name brand attached to them, when you can get the same quality for much, much less? Okay? It's not all about name brands, especially with clothing. Wealthy people will tell you they buy generic clothing, they buy generic food. Why? Because that is not where their money needs to be spent. It's not wise to do that. It's just not wise. You see Mark Zuckerberg walking around in flip-flops and faded sweatshirts and a Walmart t-shirt. Why? Because he doesn't need to show off to anybody. He knows that how much money he has. We know how much money he has. It's not important. It's not important. So buy generic. Don't be afraid to buy generic. People who like you only for the stylish clothes that you wear are extremely shallow, and you need to get new friends if you're afraid to wear generic around the people you supposedly love and you supposedly like spending time with. Buy generic. Buy generic. Shop at discount stores. Here's another one. When is shopping at Lowe's and Whole Foods, etc., absolutely necessary? When is that necessary? Not very often. Not very often. Budget grocery stores provide more than enough product and variety to feed you and your family for half the cost, and sometimes more than that. Switching to a budget chain is the easiest way to save money. Listen, as a single person, shopping at Aldi's, if I spend $60 or a little under $60 sometimes at Aldi, I am covered for 2 whole weeks. 2 whole weeks for $60 worth of groceries. Okay, you don't need to buy super expensive food. You're not gonna die if you eat King Vitamin. You're not gonna die if you eat Happy O's or Toot Loops. It's the same product with a lower price. Okay, a lot of times we get into financial distress because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses and we're trying to prove something to people. Those are terrible reasons to spend your money. Wouldn't you rather be rich? Wouldn't you rather be comfortable? Wouldn't you rather be wealthy than have people like you for shallow reasons, like your clothes and your belongings? It's just a no-brainer. Okay, it's just a no-brainer. Shop at discount stores. Okay, like again, Aldi carries name brand and generic, and plenty of cheap produce. And listen, produce should be making up at least a quarter of your diet anyway. And produce is cheap. The thing is, we don't want to eat healthy. Okay, we don't want to eat healthy. So shop at discount stores. Stream your shows over the internet. If you are using DirecTV, if you are using cable, you are spending unnecessary amounts of money. Stream your shows over the internet. Why aren't you doing this? Cable and satellite services are stealing your money. You are paying ridiculous prices for plans that include hundreds of shows you don't even watch. You don't watch them. The value is slim to none since you are already watching at least, since you are only watching at most 4 to 5 hours of television a day. Unless you're watching television while you're at work or while you're supposed to be at work, you're only watching 4 to 5 hours of television a day. So why do you have this huge package? You have 20, 30, 40 channels you're supposed to be accessing that you're not using. You're not watching them. Okay? The value is slim to none. Get a streaming service like Fire Stick or Roku and add a show app. Okay? Show apps cost as little as $5 a month and provide very good variety for television shows. So you'll always find something worth watching or something entertaining. I am streaming with the Discovery Plus channel right now. It is $5.99 a month. Okay? And I have hundreds and hundreds of shows available to me through that app. It doesn't make sense to buy direct TV or cable when you can access enough shows with something cheap like a $5.99 app. Okay? Stream your shows over the internet. You're already using the internet. You're already paying for the internet. You might as well stream your shows over the internet. Okay? Cook your own food. Please do this. Although this is a no-brainer, it's much harder than it seems, and I will acknowledge that because I love eating out. But eating out can be addicting, and the more you do it, the more you want to do it. The amount of variety and availability is extremely enticing. Not to mention, the food just plain tastes good. But a significant amount of money that can be there's a significant amount of money that can be saved when you cook your own food, and we all know this. My suggestion is to try it for a month and see. Don't eat out for a whole month and see how much wiggle room you have in your bank account. Okay? It's going to make a huge difference. A huge difference. If you don't want to cut out eating out all of your meals, try at least packing lunch or cooking your own lunch and see what kind of difference that makes in a month. Cooking your own food is healthier because you know what's in it, obviously, and you can control any potentially troublesome ingredients like salt, butter, sugar, etc. Okay? It's just better to cook your own food, especially in the time that we live in. You don't know what's in your food. You don't know, what's going on. It's better to cook your own food. Budget and record your expenses. Last but definitely not least, you need to budget. Budgeting is essential if you are looking to save money because it gives you an overview of where your money is going. You can't save and cut costs if you don't know where your money is going in the first place. There are tons of free budgeting apps you can use. Okay? NerdWallet, I forget, I am at a loss. I'll post some under this video later once I pull them up. But there are tons of free budgeting apps out there you can choose from. I myself use a spreadsheet. I just feel like manually plugging in all of my expenses gives me a better sense of where I am financially instead of letting the app do it. Okay, I'm not really like a set it and forget it person when it comes to the budget. I need to know what my expenses are, and the best way to remember those is for me to plug them in myself. But do what works for you. The important thing is to start budgeting. Okay. I hope these tips have helped you. I hope our discussion this evening has helped you. If you're not saving, please consider starting. Please consider starting to save. It's important. It's very important in the long run and the short run. It was good to talk to you this evening. If you need to contact me, you can send information through the form on my website at KarenMack.com. That's KaronMack.com. All right. You can catch me on Instagram at Karen_Mack, or here on Facebook. Comment, leave a note, DM me, whatever you want to do. I'd love to hear from you, and I will talk to all of you next week, next time. Have a good week and a good weekend.